somewhere asking the question, why the hurry when Fubara is going to be reinstated, give and take, less than 3 weeks from now, and then how can an undemocratic process give birth to a democratic outcome?
What is undemocratic about Rivers State? Quite frankly, there's nothing in Rivers that is undemocratic. The government of the day in Rivers State was instituted in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I think it's really, it makes no sense for anyone to suggest that the government that has organized this election in Rivers is, undemocratic. The constitutional provision on the basis of which the state of emergency was declared in Rivers is a part of the body of laws comprised under our constitution. So, and that power was invoked legitimately, approved by the National Assembly. So there's nothing that this government in Rivers State today has done that is, wrong or undemocratic. So I think the election and its outcome, I think tells a lot of stories. The story of the rising profile and acceptance of the All Progressives Congress, our party, in Rivers State, and the fact that, even as some of those you interviewed in the intro to your program attested, the people are very delighted that, a new day has come in Rivers State. And we are very delighted at the outcome, winning 20 of the 23 chairmanship seats in that election. I think that those who are complaining on the opposition side clearly are sulking. They're sulking because they lost. And this is what has become a pattern now, that every time an election is called and they do not win, they declare that democracy has ended in our country. But when they win, democracy is flourishing. That is double standard, it's double speak. And we cannot be governed by that sort of irresponsibility, really.
Like in the by-elections that was held on the 16th of last month, APC again came out tops in this election. Would you say it's a sign of things to come in 2027?
Look, I am not the one to say that. The electorate, is speaking very loudly. I don't know if you can hear me, but the electorate is speaking very loudly, and we are very delighted by the voice that we're hearing from those who matter, those who cast their votes at these elections. In the by-election, we prevailed. Now, in the Rivers State local government elections, we have also prevailed. I see we have the likes of Atiku Abubakar and some of the opposition leaders who rather just dismiss everything and call for anarchy. But the people of Rivers State, the good people of Rivers State, they know better. They voted massively for our party. They will not heed the incendiary, insightful comments of the former vice president because he is not a citizen of Rivers State. He did not vote in that election. He cannot dictate to the people of Rivers State how they vote. They have voted, the result has been called, and APC prevailed, and we are glad.
See, Nigeria is filled with instances upon instances, plethora of instances of how political corruption is done, and they are supporters of it. When Obasanjo wanted to carry out a third-term agenda, there were people who supported it, and there were people who were kicked against it. And we've seen instances of those, tapes come up now. When Buhari was destroying Nigeria, there were people who supported him. The Buharists, the likes of El Rufai, that are unapologetically Buharists. So it is no shocking instance to see the likes of Felix Morka come on national TV and tell the Nigerian people that Rivers State wholeheartedly voted for APC. That's why they won 20 out of 23 local government in the last concluded local government election. Nigeria is filled with instances like that. If you look at Edo State, for example, as they're committing the crime of rigging and destroying the state, you have the likes of Direct Tenebe in the midst of the obvious that the Edo election was corrupt. filled with rigging. You have Director Tinubu come on national TV and tells Nigerian people that's the most fairest and the cleanest election you've ever seen. Period. And guess what Wike said when he was interviewed? It's the fairest election we've ever seen. No kidnapping of, electoral officers. No violence. It's exactly the same claim as they were rigging the elections. There are video outputs showing that now. But guess what? You have always going to have supporters like that who will say that Nigeria is actually wanting exactly what these people are rigging themselves into because they're going to benefit from it. So the big question to the people, especially those from Rivers State, is did the people of Rivers State actually vote for APC? Do they really believe that there's a new dawn? That Rivers State is going to be changing and that APC is growing in profile, in popularity amongst Nigerians? The interviewer asks Felix Morka, he says, why the hurry? Why are you rushing into an election where the democratically elected governor will be coming in, in a couple of weeks? Because you cannot put something on nothing. The constitution of Nigeria, however flawed it is, does not recognize something called a caretaker committee or sole administrator. And the crime of the National Assembly, what they played in accepting, especially the allegations of bribery, to accept a state of emergency, that was not necessary in Rivers State, just to get this outcome of election rigging and positioning themselves in a bid to steal the election in 2027. Don't forget the words of Wike. All they're looking for is money, and now they can't get that from Rivers State anymore. Why? Because they need to rig the election and they need Rivers State. Don't forget the words of Ali Baba when he said Rivers State is a state that you need to win election in Nigeria because of the funds coming from there. When Wike was flexing his muscle, what was he using? What was he using to flex his muscle then when he was governor? The funds from Rivers State. Enrique said they don't have that anymore. They won't get that anymore. Because all the plan from the beginning was that we need River State, we need Lagos State, we need Kano, we need Bayelsa. Those very powerful states where there's a lot of revenue coming in, they need those states to flex the power they need. That's why they're using everything from government to suppress them. So you can see how these things are playing out. But again, it says Nigerians are accepting it. The question is, how can you use an undemocratic process to bring about a democratic outcome? It cannot work. This is where the APC is missing it. They're thinking because they're rigging all the elections, they're going to be okay. PDP did exactly the same thing. They did exactly the same thing. They had the time to fix the nation. They couldn't because they felt the system favored them for their continuous perpetuity and they kept quiet. Now, the thing has now rolled into the hands of the APC. We've now found out that the APC is even more destructive. This organization, I won't refer to APC as a political party because it is not. A political party that's willing to destroy the country just to pursue the goal of one person in Bola Tinubu. Because that man would destroy anything for his own goal, for his own enrichment. And what you've seen so far is that after the rigging of the 2023 election, everything afterwards showed that it was going to be the same process up until 2027. The only thing that can stop the APC today are Nigerians themselves. By coming out, voting, and defending their vote in the next election as it comes. By making sure that when they come to rig the election, Nigerians stand and say, no, these people are dangerous, especially when you have a person in Bola Tinubu who has not done anything nice for Nigeria, but has been destructive. Now asking Nigerians, believe me, when you can see that all of his policies are poor and bad, Nigerians are crying every day. The man has not been able to fix security, but yet they're saying Nigerians actually accepting APC. Is that what you feel if you're from Rivers State? Is that what you think? Is this the sign of things to come? As APC shown Nigeria already from 2023 that they will do everything possible, regardless of whatever the consequences are, to make sure that they stay in power. Is Nigeria going to be won by chaos? Is Bola Tinubu going to be a one-time president? These are the big questions. Above all, do you agree with Felix Morka that APC is growing in profile in acceptance by Nigerians? Don't forget, as I mentioned, the National Assembly played a key role in this criminality, so we must call them out. Akpabio, Senate President Tajuddin Abbas, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the criminality they played in accepting something this devious must be called out, and history should never forget them because they played in the destruction of Nigeria. And that's what we're seeing play out today. So Bola Tinubu has come to show Nigeria what he did in Lagos. So Nigeria, you too can feel it today. So put your comment in the comment section, especially if you're from Rivers State. Let us know what you believe, what you think about the local government election, if you accept what Felix Morka here says. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you've not done so. Hit the notification bell and also recommend this channel to others. I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.